Hello, beautiful souls. How you guys doing today? I am back with Shaman Nevi, and we are going to go in depth on what you may be feeling right now because last time we didn't have that much time, but today we're going to have ample amount of time and we are going to go in depth about short attention spans, the reasons why you guys are feeling off kilter or imbalance, low energy, and things of that nature. So we're going to jump in and give you guys a plethora of information so that you can start healing yourself today. And if Nevi is ready to take clients, I will put his information out so you guys can call Nevi, make that appointment, and do what you got to do with Nevi. So before we get in, let me just say a quick prayer. Our Heavenly Father, our Lord Jesus Christ, and Holy Spirit, thank you for this beautiful day of impact, information, wisdom, and also compassion with the touch of love so that everyone can fulfill their mission and to be healed by your love with the assistance of Shaman Nevi and all who I bring on this channel, because this is your channel. So thank you and allow us the inspiration, motivation, and the elevation to keep going and growing in your name. Amen. Okay, so we're back and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this topic because we're in the new season of summer and all of us we're going to be out there and traveling and vacation and having a good thing, and my birthday's coming up, so I got to get ready. So
Same, same.
so we are going to get things in stride for you. Now the main thing we had talked about was the nervous system, and yes, that is key to your physical and spiritual growth. So, we're going to talk about what you might be feeling and what's triggering you to have low energy, or you can't think right, or things are not working out for you. So, we're going to go down the list, and we have a long list of information that you could do starting right now, and also some cleaning tips that I just stumbled on. So I'm going to bring that out a little bit later. But right now, we are in a time of, like I said, a new season, spiritual awakening, spiritual enlightenment, illumination, fortunes, everything. This is the month to get it going, bringing it out, bringing that energy that we all have within us, which is your light. So most of us might not have that bright light, but you will. And some of us are beaming, like I need some Ray-Bans. So we are going to keep shining and giving this information that you need right now. So with the nervous system, and that's our physical conductor. I know I'm bringing out the high school science and all that, but it's relevant to this topic. And our physical wiring is a transmuter for our energy, which is our aura and also our chakras. Everything is interconnected. Once you have an imbalance, things start to go off. So, we're going to talk about some of the things that you might be experiencing, and not to worry because it's a true thing. We're all going through it. So, Navi, can you just give us some overview about the kind of things people are feeling right now?
I think one of the most important things to understand is that everyone's starting to really discover that everything has to do with your emotions. Um, and no matter if it's positive or negative, it affects your energy, your nervous system. And at times like these, when there's a lot of chaos in the world, it's really affecting people's emotion and their energy bodies. Fear being one of them. which isn't real. Of course, everyone knows that it's illusion, but fear is your ability to feel as if you're going to lose something. That's what fear is. Fear is loss. You feel that you're going to lose something when you really track the root of it down. But to what's going on in the world when it deals with emotions and it starts attacking your nervous system is usually fear, which is causing stress. And then that's what we're here to talk about today with the thought forms and the egregores and entities, attachments, all of those things. They feed off of those emotions. You know, when you drop to a lower state of consciousness, a lower vibration. They feed on those things. They attach themselves and they continue to make you just stay on that one vibration, and you can't get out. It's like a very vicious cycle. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, and you know, today in the world, there's so much going on. Like we were talking about egregores, which will cover there it's found in like group consciousness, and you find that on social media. That's a really big target
Yeah.
because it's the
Yeah.
area that you go to. You'll look at a video, it'll trigger you, it's going to trigger something within you, but the majority of us, we go straight to the comments.
Right.
Right, and those comments, they get you. They get everybody. I have to remind myself not to go to the comments, but a lot of us go to those comments, and then we're watching people attack each other and talk about what they're feeling. And that's such a beautiful thing to communicate with. You know, that's what we're supposed to be doing. But when we're just trauma bonding and sharing fear and all of those things, it kind of drops your vibration. And you remember those things, that imprints on your mind. Now you're sitting at home, and not only are you creating thought forms, because we can create those on our own as well, and we'll talk about that, but you're connecting to a collective thought form, and that will
Right.
put you in a vibration that you don't want to be in. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that affect your nervous system. And of course, you know, it's our devices. So it's messing with our attention span and just a lot of other things. And so, yeah, you just, I guess what we're going to be teaching people as well is awareness as well.
Right, because that's the foundation that we need to do right now because everyone is on a different plateau, so to speak, and mission. So right now, some of us we're doing the work, we're doing the thing that we're supposed to do, but there's others that, okay, I made this step, but now something is pulling me back. Something is stopping me. I'm hearing the monkey mind, or I'm hearing negative thought form saying you can't do it, or it's not the right time, or you don't understand. It's those negative things that come into play. And I had gave you a handout from the free gift that I give out to my clients. And also it's on my Instagram. So if anyone wants to click on that, and I break down each level in the brain where it stems to. And that's coming from the ego mind. Then you have the super ego, and then you have the ego. Okay. And the id. The ego is the biggest one because that is the first one that starts off when we're in the womb. When we start developing in our mother's womb, that's the first layer. And everything that your mother went through, or hearing your father, because we can't hear both parents, sound travels. So whatever triggers the mother, it triggers us, something that's negative, saying, oh, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Or, how could you, with an argument? Those thought forms are in the womb. And then we are like sponges, we keep it. So when we are born, we already have that implanted. So that's one thing that we have to start to heal. And most people out there and doing life coaching, they will talk about, okay, what are some of the things you need to do right now, or have you do like a thought process? And a lot of people have trouble. it come to that point where I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to say, or things of that nature. So, what we're trying to do today is help you understand the levels and how you can heal yourself, in addition to seeing Nevi and getting that extra layer of help, because we all have to help each other. Even my mission is to come out here and give you guys the information that you need so that you can keep growing, keep striving to create the life you envision, to feel alive with a sense of purpose, passion, and excitement, because this is what our Heavenly Father wants. He wants us here to bring out what we learned in heaven. And then it comes down, like, again, like I said about the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And something inside snaps and we get excited and we want to share. And then we take that from there. That's the plateau of going up that hill and keep going up that hill. So, right now, we're going to try to give you guys tips, tricks, and steps so that you can keep going. And you can also contact myself and Nevi, Shaman Nevi. I got to put that title out there, Shaman Nevi. You can also contact him, and I will put his information on my blog and also my Instagram when I put this information out. So, you guys can have that. So, right now, while we're talking about the mind, and we're going to talk about that ego, because that's the reptilian brain, and that's where everything stores with the thought forms. So, we got to try to heal that area first. So, what are some of the things we could do to heal that area?
Yes. So just a little bit more of my background. So I've been working with people for a little over a decade,
Mhm.
almost 11 years. And I've used my gifts to talk to people's guides and angels, which you've been me. So you know how that goes.
Mhm.
To see what's really going on in the minds and in your thoughts and just anything that could be going on. And at first I seen a lot of trauma, and I would have to track the root to the trauma, the very first memory that a person ever had that even got them to that thought form. And I would also see it as well because the form of shamanism that I do now is on the other side of the shamanic medicine, plant medicine. So
Mhm.
I'm a trauma practitioner and I've helped people work through their trauma that way. But towards the end, after they got finished with their ceremony, I noticed that some people still had a lot of thought forms and things on them, though those forms of consciousness that they're just trying to get rid of and they can't seem to kick. And it's usually
Mhm.
around fear or feeling, like you're not good enough, those little imprints that are on your mind. And what I discovered is that when I learned this form of shamanism that I do now, where I help people to remove those thought forms,
Mhm.
is that most people have those earthbound spirits, which
Mhm.
are also thought forms, egregores, which are collective. Um, just any of those type of entities and attachments, it really does not like your trauma, your childhood plays a huge part. But
Mhm.
if you have an attachment on you in any form, or you're creating that thought form, that entity that you
Mhm.
created on your own from putting so much energy into it, it's going to affect you in so many ways. But if you can just remove the attachment, usually that clears a lot, unless it's something that's generational. It can be something from your past life that's a little bit deeper. So I think
Right.
first we have to learn how to identify if, like, identify what it could be or what it is. And you can't find, there are many of us out here, not just me, but you can look in and just say, okay, what is this? What kind of, do I have something attached to me, or is it something that I experienced? Because if you can't kick it, if you can't get it off of you or shift your mindset. Normally, it's because something's attached to you, and that'll affect your nervous system and a lot of things. So I think it's a more of awareness as well. Once you understand that, okay, I don't have anything attached to me, or you got a clearing or cleansing, then you can look and say, okay, now let's track down the root. Let's
Right.
track down exactly what it is because we all deal with it. Like, you know, I'm a shaman. I know how to clear myself. I know how to go all through my mind and find things, but I still deal with fear, fear from things in the past because of experiences, and they create holding patterns, which is another thing. And sometimes it's your karma or something you have to work through it, which I'm also helping a lot of people do. If it's
Mhm.
karmic or you're sent here to learn that thing, I also offer services where I can help you understand it better so that you can release the karma and move forward in your life. But there's so many different reasons why people are dealing with different things,
Mhm.
and it might drop your vibration down, and now all of a sudden you have an attachment coming to you because it was able to get in because you're not in a state of one authenticity, love, joy, peace, and you see how quickly something can take you out of that vibration, um just quickly from everyone's problems. So I think it's more on the line of just identifying it because we all have this really, really huge light, but sometimes it
Right.
can be weighed down by the things that you're going through. Um, and again, like I said before, like cleanse, 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 cleanse. We're going to teach you how to do that as well. Hopefully that answered that question. Did that answer that question that you
Yeah.
had?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure I covered everything because you're always gonna continuously go through things. I think a lot of us want to just get rid of something, and you can get rid of those thoughts, but some things like they're gonna be with you for life. So if you're just trying to remove something, don't think about it that way
Mhm.
because you're always gonna have that
Right.
memory, because it makes you who you are, you know. I remember everything that I released, and I made peace with it. I can laugh about it now, but at first it was
Right.
hard. But
Mhm.
when I had attachments on me, and I had no idea, and I consider myself to be very clean spiritually, like
Mhm.
I know the works. I know how to get it all off. But
Right.
when you
Right.
have an attachment on you, it controls your path. It controls your mind. It controls everything that you desire. It can hold you back from that. Everything, even the people that you're around, you'll see them differently. I had a friend that seen me the other day,
Mhm.
and my trauma kept me from moving forward in a friendship with her because of what I experienced with my mother. And I remember just ending the friendship, not even communicating because I was afraid that I was going to be hurt again. Once those entities and trauma was removed, I seen her and I just walked up and hugged her. I just hugged her, and I gave her the warmest embrace, and we just had a conversation, and I let her know I was just like, it was my trauma.
Mhm.
That's not who I am, and it was literally just compassion and just love and forgiveness that was happening. But that's what happens when you don't have attachments onto you. It even happened with my mother. Like I see my mother as a human being,
Mhm.
because we're children, all of us, and
Right.
I just seen her as a human being. I'm actually going to visit like really soon. That was something that I was not open to, but those thought forms and those attachments will be like, don't go there, you're gonna get abused again. And here I am, 34. And this stuff happened to me from probably the age of 4 years old all the way to age 18. Abused,
Wow.
beat, mentally abused. So when you have attachments and you want to change your life, and you want to be placed back on your path and you want your path cleared, it's important to just understand what a thought form is, not just to get the cleansing, but also to know these environments that they hang out in and know
Mhm.
how to spiritually protect and cleanse yourself so that you're not caught in those situations. You know, even sometimes, because I work with a lot of people that have trauma, also witchcraft, some people have entities and attachments sent to them.
Right, right.
And that happens a lot. It happens a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
went through it. So yeah, I can testify on that because something happened in my life um while I was taking care of my dad, while he, trying to make sure he's comfortable doing what I had to help the family. And I noticed that I was losing weight dramatically. Went to the doctor, they couldn't find anything, nothing, but I was still losing weight. It got to the point where I could see my rib cage. That's how much I lost. And also, when I was eating, all I could eat was like two spoonfuls of food, and I was full or I was nauseous. I couldn't eat anymore. So I knew there was something attached to me that's preventing me to keep going through my journey. Another time, um, a friend of mine said, go to this place, get these herbs so you could take a nice cleansing bath. Maybe there's something on your aura that you need to cleanse. And she said, we're going to do it the Native American way. You're going to get the herbs, the Palo Santo, the sage, you're going to get all that. And then you're going to take that cleansing bath. So while I was getting the items that she was telling me to do, this gentleman just came up to me and said, do you know someone's watching you? And I'm looking like behind me and around me. I'm like, he said, no, 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 no. You don't get it. They're watching you spiritually and they come to you at night when you're sleeping. So that was like the biggest trigger that went son of bells and everything. I went into panic mode. And then I was talking to another friend and she was like, first of all, release the panic because that's what they want you to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Release the panic, release the fear, because that's a weakness. And that's how these spells work. Whatever the intention that person sent to you, they want to unalive you for some reason. So I'm like, okay, I got to deal with this now. And another time, I again was stressed out because of my dad, making sure he was okay. We got some news that, wasn't pleasant, but at that time when I was sleeping, I got a real sharp pain in my head. It came in one and out the other. So I'm assuming that was a ritual that was done because I felt the pain come in and out. And I know with YouTube, I can't really say what it is,
Yeah.
but you got it.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
You got it. Okay. So I felt tremendous amount of pain in my head. My heart was racing, and all I could do was, just sit there and hold my head. And then all of a sudden, I guess my spiritual team came in and said, get up, go to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, did what I had to do. Then you finished, go to the kitchen, eat a banana. I'm like, why am I eating a banana at 3 a.m. in the morning? And they would just say, no, do it, eat it, and then take some water and lay back down. And I could hear it clear as day. And there was others around. There was a beautiful, it wasn't a family member, but another, I guess you could say angel or guardian angel. And his name is Raymond. And he was like, no, you can't go. This is not your time. You got other things to do. This is not your time. And I felt my uncles around with him saying, you're going to be okay. Just breathe, just lay down, you know, relax. The pain is going to be with you, but just relax. We're here. Said, okay, fine. I'll listen. And during a couple of weeks during that month that this happened, I was off kilter. Um, my brain was not functioning. I literally felt how someone was feeling when they get in the head. I felt it. So I was off kilter. Sometimes I feel like I was going to fall or I'm not stable. But this is one of some of the things that happened to me. And I know someone out there needs to hear this because probably they're going through it. And it's a reason why we're talking about it because evil is out there. And you probably don't even know that person, but they see you, they see your light because the light that you have triggers them. So they would do that because out of jealousy, hate, envy, whatever the situation is. But in my case, I went through that and others. And also, a couple of my family members went through something that triggered off their health problems. And I guess that person wanted me to know that they had control. But I'm the type of person, I'm not going to let that bother me. I'm going to fight back. So going to different people, cleansings, getting readings, trying to figure out, okay, how can I find the main cause and to stop this person? And lo and behold, it came through with a deep meditation that I had. And they were saying that this person doesn't like you because they see your light. One, the person that they're interested in doesn't feel the same way towards them. They rather be with you. And then another thing was they want to copy what you are creating. Now, before I really went in hard with, the spiritualism and learning and tapping in, I was going on another path of screenwriting and writing screenplays. So that was another thing that I was going and doing, and I had divine help. Once you are open, certain entities, well, I won't call them entities, but I call them beautiful light. And then they are in that same field when they were alive, they will come and help you. And I saw a lot of things on YouTube that shown that beautiful spirits who left this earth and they see divine people doing the same thing they did, they will come and help. So I had a little encounter with someone and I'm doing my screenplay, doing everything that I'm doing because I was doing also life coaching with someone and they were also in the field of entertainment. And things started to flow between both. So I had, both sides of the coin, heavenly and, in real life. So it was a beautiful thing. So they told me to stop. And I'm like, wait, we're on a flow. I got my ideas and I'm writing and doing all the things that I want to do. But I heard the word stop. I will come back when it's safe. Someone wants to copy your work. And right there, Nevi, I could not understand why that voice said that to me. And I got really upset because this was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to learn. I seen myself getting that award with the person I'm supposed to be working with. We're both getting these awards. And it's like, stop. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to listen and I'm going to stop. Come to find out, they set monitoring spirits. Now we have good monitoring spirits and we also have the evil monitoring spirits. And I guess I live in their brain rent free because every reading they receive, they will ask, what is she doing? How she's doing it. what's happening between, her and this person or whatever. Everything started coming out. And through that, it was told to me that they sent a monitoring spirit and they are recording while you're writing without you even knowing. So I don't know if it's partly monitoring from the spiritual or another aspect called remote viewing. So it's probably both, but they still can copy. It's out there. And I did my research and looked into it, and it blew me away, but it's there, and certain things that I noticed. I was at a workshop and one guy said, I kid you not, I cannot believe that this person stole my same script. And I'm like, how can they get your information? It was it a hack? He's no, there's like for word what they've written, this other person did the same thing. So I'm like, wow, this can get deep. If someone really wants, your ideas, and probably there's something out there for someone that needs to hear this. If you have a strong faith and believing in what you are doing, our Heavenly Father, your ancestral spirit team, guardian angels, they will come and let you know. And believe me,
Yeah.
many a times they came to me after all I told you what happened to me. And, you know, as the caveat, sure, I'm hearing the word caveat, um, this is not only a lesson, but also to verbalize it out to those who look at this video.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. I'm so glad that you shared that because I think we need to know what symptoms are as well. You
Mm-hmm.
were saying about pain and you were feeling off. Usually, when someone's sending something to you or you have an attachment, you feel you don't feel like yourself. If you're doing something you normally do not do, if there's something that just feels off, 9 times out of 10 there is. You need to ask the question: Is something on me? It is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wouldn't be asking that question. Most of the time, your thoughts change. You become a completely different person. One of the things that I want to say is that yeah, we do live in that type of world where people are envious and jealous. I've had it happen to me. I've worked at
Mm-hmm.
a lot of spiritual places where I would give readings and I would have a lot of people attacking me in the building that I didn't know. They would just come up to me and just start talking, and next thing you know, I had something on me. But
Right.
what's going on is people are not understanding that we have free will here in this realm. This
Mm-hmm.
realm, we have free will to do what it's one of the most beautiful gifts that we have. And for someone to come in and try to take that away from you. But I also want to say that some of the things that I have seen pertaining to witchcraft, that things, hexes and curses that people have put on them, because I can immediately see them. Now I can immediately see them. I can see exactly what has happened, and my angels and guides will give me the remedy to
Mm-hmm.
help people with it if it's something that they're dealing with karmically, because it's usually something you're dealing with karmically, possibly because a lot of, like, we all have past lifetimes to where some of us have done witchcraft or we hurt people or we took advantage of someone's free will, and so that part of the karma, like, it's necessary for us to go through those things, not just because it makes you stronger, but it helps you to learn that lesson to get to where you're supposed to, especially when angels come in, because I have that a lot. They'll be like, okay, we see you working on that, but not right now. And it's because I haven't gathered all the information that
Mm-hmm.
I need to really move forward and thrive, or I might not be on the path that I'm supposed to be. You're correct. Maybe there's a person on your path
Mhm.
that you're on that you're not supposed to cross paths with on that path. And when you get to the other, now it's time. So another thing that I notice is that sometimes you have to like you meet people. Like I started giving readings to people. I started off as a medicine man. I did that for years and years and years, helping people. Then when I moved to LA, all of my spiritual gifts fully came in and I started meeting people and it was a lot of chaos. I was out of my body. Like a lot of things were happening. And
Mhm.
then I go to a psychic fair to give readings and I meet Marilyn.
Wow.
I discover a portion of my community, and she's like a sister to me.
Oh
But
yeah.
all that to say is like you need people like how me and you cross paths. And from day one, I'm like, no, get your podcast up.
Let's
And
go. Right.
yeah, like, and that's the thing, like you learn on your path and on your journey how necessary things are, no matter how bad it seems or what people do to you. Be in a state of forgiveness. Don't retaliate because you don't learn your karmic lesson. Of course, you know that. Just move forward with forgiveness and keep moving forward until your guides light guide you to the right people because your community there won't be any crazy thought forms. Everyone's going to come to you and say things to you to help you grow. When I went to learn this form of shamanism, I stepped in a room with people that I've seen in every past life. Every time I met someone, I was like, oh my gosh, like I knew them from a past life and I'd seen it. But there was so much love in the room, and people were saying things to you that may have triggered you,
Mhm.
but it was so beautiful in a sense because it was something that you needed, even if you did not want to hear it. Those are the right communities. People will say it to your face. They'll,
Right.
they'll say it to your face. They don't need to like.
Sugarcoat it.
I've seen it. I've seen it all with the spells and because I've had it done to me so many times that I'm so grateful. As scary as it was, I'm very grateful because it's allowed me to help people who are going through it. So when I say it's necessary. Just like right now, you're using your voice to tell people the very thing that happened to you, which is going to empower people to know that they're not alone. We're all going through it. There are people that don't want to see you be great, to
Right.
be at your best, but it's up to you to stand your ground. And I've seen witchcraft that is so bad. And when you're the light, you're able to pull people out of anything. I've seen it to where it's so bad on a person, but you're always going to be guided
Mhm.
to to safety, to relief, to where you're supposed to be. But if you're going through something, just know that it's a part of your path and your journey. Sometimes I don't like you and they're just gonna do it anyway, but don't let
Right.
it break you. Don't let it break you because that's fear. And you're right. That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to be in a low state to where you get up at the middle of the night and panic. And I see a lot of things that I get up. I'm just like, can't nothing enter this room because I have Archangel Michael and everyone around.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, like I know nothing's entering my space, but if you give it power to enter your life, they will. Because that's the thing about thought forms, entities, egregores. I don't if you're whether you're watching something on television or social media, if you give it power, it has power.
It
That's
has
how
power.
powerful you are. If you give it power, I'll say that again. If you give it power, it will have power over you. And our problems are so small. They're so small. We all live in boxes, which is a psychological thing going on. But you
Right.
have one little small problem and you're blowing it out of proportion. And it can be as small as you paying a bill. or you don't want to go to this market because there's a there's a cashier there that's really rude and you don't want to go because she was very rude to you, or you don't like dogs, or what, like it could be anything. Don't
Anything, right?
have power over you. It's very, very small. Just get inside of your mind and tell yourself that it's smaller than what you're making it, and that's usually what it is. No one has the ability to harm you so bad that you're powerless. You can always rise above anything, and that's real. That's real. Um, you know, like I said, I come from the shamanic side of plant medicine, to where I've watched people come and do medicine and they just want to take all their problems away. And it's just like we're supposed to live life and have fun and eat food and listen to music and have joy all the time. But you can't get rid of your problems. You have to work on them.
Right.
And it's usually sometimes an attachment. And when
Yeah,
it's
we
gone,
have to go back
we're
there.
good. We're good. So again, identify what the problem is. Just try to identify, oh, is this me, or do I have something attached to me that's causing problems? And when you figure out what it is, I guarantee you have help. You have help to just get your life better. You do. I have clients where they were just stuck, could not move forward anywhere. And then they get a cleansing or a reading, or I just open their mind to something. Sometimes I don't even give a reading. I'll just say what your spirit guide has been trying to tell you for the longest. Because
The
some people
longest time.
they just dismiss everything. They like, oh, I never thought about it that way, because it's just a thought. And those limiting beliefs and those thoughts, because that's what happens in childhood. It's those limiting beliefs.
Right. And that's where it starts.
Yeah, it
Like I
does.
said,
And
it
that's
starts
how,
in the womb. And
yeah,
then once
yes.
you're out, you know, it's growing with you. And
It
then
is.
when someone say, you're so stupid, you start going into that mold
One
and
thing,
you hearing it. Go ahead.
one thing that I like to teach people as well is the exercises. Create a dictionary. So before, I dealt with a lot of shame, before it was recently healed. I had to start a dictionary for myself. So I got a journal and I wrote down words that people said to me that hurt. So for instance, I'm gay. I'm a gay man, and when you go out into the world, people are taking gay and they're forming it to being feminine, or you're girly, or you're this. They're saying all these things that could hurt you. It just with a, it's really a racial slur, a
Hmm.
prejudice slur, but that's not what gay means. When you start to track down the origin of a word, that's why I'm like, create a dictionary, because gay just means you're attracted to the same sex, right?
Hmm.
So when someone would call me that on the outside, the moment they spoke a word to me, because I've shifted it to a form of love, I receive it as love. So the definition changes for me. Now I don't care, because after my healing, I honestly don't see people or even hear what they're saying to me.
Right.
I used to wear wigs and head wraps and everything. You met me like that. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
really care what I don't care how people see me, but again, that was an attachment that was on me.
Hmm.
But for those of you who choose to work on something first on your own, because I was one of those people, create a dictionary, rewrite and reparent yourself with those words, because there there are some individuals out there where they were raised and you know they wanted to, I don't know, wear red lipstick, or they really like colors, where if your mother or your father wasn't into that, they said, oh no, this is because this is what sluts wear, or this is what such and such wears. Create that for yourself and figure out what you believe about it, because maybe you want to express yourself in a certain way,
Mhm.
Again, those are thought forms, and it doesn't even have to be witchcraft. Sometimes it can just be projected. Those thought forms, entities can be projected by your family as well, family
Right.
members, and that's what we're picking up, And if you have a certain limiting belief, track it all the way down. It has really nothing to do with what you're going through in your adulthood, unless that trauma started there. But just go down to your childhood and really track down like how that was imprinted on your mind. But 95% is usually an attachment.
Right.
I have to say
Something
that
sent
because,
to you, or, you
yeah,
know,
yeah. Because
or a um generational curse.
yes, and those are big, and everyone knows about those now with the generational curses, and they are like one of mine is my family is very big on gluttony and scarcity, and so you know again, and you can hear it. I used to call my mom and I would talk to her and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I can't have a regular conversation with her. It's all about bills and stress, and she gotta do this, and she go, "Ooh, child," and I'm dealing with this, and it's like, oh my gosh, can we just like get on the phone and talk about something really great? But I've learned that sometimes it's just attachments, and sometimes your ability to hold space for people. Of course, you don't want to be a spiritual trash can, but just
Right.
understanding that they're dealing with it, and sometimes it's your spirit guides letting you hear where it actually came from.
Right.
Just go talk to your family members. You'll see why you're dealing with the majority of everything. Another one of my generational curses was that I was a people pleaser and taking on people's problems. And that was dealing with scarcity too, trying
Right.
to help everyone and guide them and just be there for them. It would be times where I had clients and they'd be like, I don't have this. I'm like, okay, it's cool. I'll do it for you. And I got in trouble for that.
Right.
My guys were like, don't do that anymore because you can't carry people's burdens for them as a as someone who guides people to who they're supposed to be down their path. I'm trying to word it so for you to
Right. Right.
as someone who does that, especially with this form of shamanism, it's not me that's healing. I'm a vessel that opens up through God and Christ
Mhm.
consciousness, and I'm an instrument. But what I like to tell people is, I'm not healing you. I'm only a vessel, and I'm using God's unconditional love to heal you. You still have to heal yourself, though. I can remove it, but on those days after your healing, when those things, that's what I'm saying to people, it does not all just disappear.
Right. It's stages that you have
Yes,
to do.
yes, you have to give your mind and your body time to catch up. And it's like that for everyone. If you're out there searching for just a quick remedy, this is not a pill.
Right.
Healing is not a pill. It's not. You just don't take something and it disappears.
Yeah.
Like you still, yeah, you
Right.
still have to work. You do. Even there are things that I went through that I'm still trying to just like, it's easier for me, but I'm still trying to just tell myself, okay, it's not like that anymore. And I've jumped many, many timelines, but you just have to
Right.
keep going and just know that it is different. Yeah.
Right. So basically, guys, we're giving you the whole gamut, even though I wanted to give you more. So maybe you could come back again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
um,
So you wanted to talk about like how people can cleanse themselves and things like that. Did you want to talk about that?
right, right.
Okay.
Because what I had stumbled upon is that before I had told people about a bath they can do with rosemary, rue, and there's other things that you can do to cleanse your outer aura. Sorry. because we have 7 layers to our aura. So, like Nevi was saying, that we have to take it step by step. So, the first thing that you have to do right now is clean that outer layer because we're out and about. And summertime, we're going to be out there traveling, and you
Yeah.
can pick up energy. It can latch on to you.
Yes.
So, what you could do is the bath that we told you with the lemon, cut it in half, put it with some sea salt, or you said table salt is good, and then just rub it across with your intention that you're cleaning away any, known or unknown negative attachments,
Mhm.
and then rinse yourself off. But remember, you can't put regular soap with that type of cleansing. Everything has to be separate.
Yeah, because it's
Now,
really simple. I know that we're online, everyone's like, oh, go get this. And it's really simple. I just
right,
want
right.
everyone to know, like, when you're using like your sea salt or your Epsom salt, however you get down with your salt and your lemon, talk to the salt, talk to the water, pray, yes, pray and pray, talk to the water, talk to the salt. Just tell it to do exactly what you need it to do because it's really simple. Don't make it hard. I like to do salt scrubs where I just take olive oil and salt and I make a scrub and I scrub everywhere and I pray and send it out. I know that there are some cultures out there because I come from those cultures to where people like don't sit in the bath, don't listen to people, do what feels best for you.
Mhm.
Because salt baths are still effective. It cleanses your auric field. You should want to sit in anything, but I will tell you, do not sit in there longer than 10 minutes because it will drain your energy. So sit in the salt water for 10 minutes and do that. And then when you're done, go ahead and take a shower afterwards. And if you don't have a shower, use a cup and pour it over you. So
Right.
there are so many things. Now, because we both live in New York City and have sensitivities, when I leave from outside anywhere, I get in the shower and I just I wash everyone's everything off of me. One of the things that I can share is Marilyn, before I learned this form of shamanism, she just told me that just cut cords with people. And she has a video. I'm sure you have it. Maybe you can link it for people just to cut the cords with people. You're going around someone or talking to someone, you have a cord that's being attached to you. So just cut cords with everyone that you speak to. Another thing that you can do is my angels are having me tell people right now about your workplaces, um, your work, take some sea salt with you. And if you're having conversation or something feels so heavy, wash your hands with salt after you're having conversations with people or something feels heavy. That will cleanse your field as well. They're saying that. So thank you, angels. Go ahead and just wash your hands with salt. So there's a lot of things. Yeah, for the individuals who are at work, 1 second, because this is a really
Oh, we got another one.
yeah. Yeah, it's very important to not just declutter your home, but declutter your for the individuals that I'm talking to at work around your desk. I'm not sure who it is, but it's a really big message. I want you to go get 99% or 72% alcohol or something and just wipe down your entire space at work. And when you're at work and you're having a really hard time, just go wash your hands with salt. You don't need much. Just pray over your space and wipe down everything so you can get rid of old energies. Because a lot of us, when we go to those jobs, I know because I used to have them, those 9 to 5s where they're just really stressed. It helps to cleanse your workspace out.
Right.
So because those areas really have a lot of entities and attachments that could come to you because they prey on stress. So cleanse your space and pray over it and start washing your hands in soap. Okay.
That's a good one. One came to me. If you are unable to get
Yeah.
Florida water or the soap
You
or
can use
even the fruit snacks,
199% alcohol.
right,
Will
you could
clear.
do this. If you have holy water, take some holy water, put it in a bowl with regular water, and pray the 23rd Psalm, and then put your intentions that you want your body to be cleansed, and then pour the water over you. If you want to take it even further, clean your vehicles, clean your car. You have a day that you wash your car, get some Florida water, or if not, get holy water, put it in a spray bottle and spray your car and saying, Our Father or 23rd Psalm or Psalm 91, whatever you feel a calling. Okay, whatever feels to you to do that. Also, another bath that you could do is take sage. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about sage and Palo Santo and also frankincense. Use them. They are from the earth, they are from God. Use it. Whatever you feel a calling to. Okay, I had some dragon's blood incense going while we're doing our interview because I want to keep that energy clean while I am talking to Shaman Nevi and you because we're online. That's where negativity can come through. Like I told you guys, get some cellulite, see it, place it on your computer or place it on your phone. Wear it. I'm not wearing it mine because I have it sitting on the side, but wear protective crystals. You have labradorite, you have jade, you have the protection crystals. I'll probably do a webinar if you're up to it, that we can do something to educate people, and show them that they can do this in addition to making an appointment to see you. But in the meantime, they can have steps to follow. And I would love to do a webinar with you.
Yeah, if you come see me in person, also bring your crystals because I can cleanse them in your session. Um, I do recommend, and we talked about this as well. I've never been a sage user. I know people use them. If you have sage, try to use it outside, because that energy will get trapped in your walls as well. It, I think we should teach people how to like use resin and stuff because
Right.
a lot of
Yeah.
people don't know how to use it as well. Because there are different things, and maybe we can do that for the next episode. Like talk about how to like cleanse your space as well. Also, like how Yolanda you were saying with the
Florida
the
water and
Florida
holy
water
water.
and stuff. If you don't have the 99% alcohol, like you can spray, it gets rid of energy very, very quickly as well. If that's not your thing, or if that is your thing, or you don't have access to it, because I know when I stayed in different places, like they didn't have certain spiritual waters and things like those. But just again, cleanse, especially because we don't know where things come from as well. But just cleanse and all of those things, they help you as well. Yeah.
And also, another thank you. If you get a notebook, which I'm trying to develop a journal for you guys, so I'm working on that too. If you get a notebook from the 99-cent store, Staples, or whatever that have notepads, whatever, always try to cleanse it before you use it as a journal or a diary because that item is sitting on that shelf, and whoever is infected or evil or whatever the case, and they walk by that item, that will pick it up. That energy picks it up. Remember, we're all energy, even though this is a non-living thing, but is energy. People will walk by it and it picks up. This is a powerful cleanser. So if it's sitting on the shelf before I get it, I have to make sure that I cleanse it with my sage, say a prayer to the sage, because sage is very sacred, as you know, for Native American. sage doesn't like to be wrapped up in cellophane, it likes to be out. But always when you use sage or any resin or any incense that has a purpose, thank it, give it gratitude, and then use it. Okay, because a lot of things that's coming through right now, this is happening. Wow, like I'm getting a one by one by one. Um, when you get a reading, and I know that even for myself, I thank them, and when I come out of the reading, I thank the spirits for giving me that information. Don't cherry pick the information. Take everything that you got from that session. A lot of the spirits, they're saying, please say this, please say this, please say this. So I'm saying it. If you get a reading and they tell you it's time for you to cut ties with someone, or it's time for you to make that change, time to declutter your mind and your area and things and that sort, listen to them. There's a reason for them telling you that.
And if you
Also,
can't, if you cannot, if you feel like something's stopping you, it's probably an attachment.
an attachment.
Yes,
It could
because
be
I've been there.
right, right. Oh yeah, because a
Yeah,
lot of us we want to spine because something inside of us is saying, listen, I need information. I need to find out this. But then when we get there, we don't take heed to the information. And this could happen too. If you have an attachment or a monitoring spirit or anything of that nature, let's say I get a reading from Nevi and he tells me I'm going to be doing more with my platform. And then all of a sudden, things don't happen. That is something that happened to me on several occasions. And, with Nevi, everything came out. I'm telling you, like that. Everything, okay, came out. He even told me, you are a psychic with your cards. And your people were like, every time it came out, that card came out. Um, they will try to infiltrate the information you're trying to receive because they don't want you to know. So that's another thing we can do probably in our future webinar, and give you guys that information. Like, okay, if you go to a reader and they tell you something within 3, 6, 9, depending on that time of, the week or the month or the year that's supposed to happen, and it doesn't, that's that attachment or whoever has a monitoring spirit watching you, stopping you from doing what you have to do. And that's also a form of destiny swapping.
can I say
Which,
something as well?
sure, no problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, when it comes down to getting readings as well, because one of the things that I don't like to do is um give time frames. Mainly because you everything is a decision away. It's a decision, it's a choice away. So, and I know that because that's what angels tell me. Some people come there like, I just need a yes or no question, answer, and it's there's no such thing as a yes or no.
Yes or no question.
Yeah, when you think of everything as a door, if there is a door that comes to you, a door can come to you. You can go to a door to step through it. You know how they're like, oh, there's opportunities coming. Sometimes the opportunity is a decision. It's a decision. And sometimes it's not physical first. Sometimes you'll say, you know what, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of living my life this way. Next thing you know, you get an email that's saying, hey, would you like to do such and such? Or you're really going through with money and you know that you want to start your business, but now a new job opportunity has reached out to you for more money. That's a
Right.
decision. Yeah, it might be paying more money, but didn't you just say you don't want to do that anymore? Now you're going to actually turn down that email that's paying you more money, and you say, no, I'm going to just focus on my business right now. Um, because that's one of the things that I like to tell people. There is no such thing as yes or no. There's a decision. You always have a choice. If
Right.
it feels scary to make a choice, usually that's the right one. Make the choice anyway, even if it doesn't look like Nothing is gonna work out. Make the choice anyway. Um, I remember when I was going to the workshop to learn this, I only had enough money to pay my rent. And I used to be like, okay, let me plan for this and plan for that. And you know what? I was like, let me just go and do this. And I talked to you about this, I was like, let me get this
Right.
workshop. This is how much it is. And when I got back, I went into panic mode because I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? But I knew immediately to start making decisions. So I
Mhm.
want to let everyone know to make decisions going towards what you want because it's always going to work out every single time because angels, they're going to help you, but they really can't step in until you ask. God can't step in until you ask. Like no one can step in because you have free will here. That's
Right.
the that's one thing that I want people to take from this. You have free will, and your free will means that you can make a decision. If you don't make a decision that guides you towards a new direction, you're gonna forever sit where you're supposed to be for a very, very long time. So there's no reason to be mad or upset at anyone. It's you. Make a different decision and you shift everything. And sometimes your decision is just saying hello to someone at the store and having a conversation, and then boom, you have your answer.
Right.
It's just as simple as that. Doesn't have to be big. Yeah.
Right, right. And also spirit can come in many ways through a song,
Yeah.
through a conversation, or seeing a word on a billboard and you're staring at it,
Many, many
or
ways.
in many, many ways. So that's another thing that we have to show you guys is to listen. And that was the main thing about my other episode that I did, is that we have to listen. Because of the short attention span and everything that's going on, they don't want you to hear that information. So what we have to do is stop, decompress from the situation, and look at it in a different mindset. I talked about growth mindset and fixed mindset way back. Maybe I'll do it again. And we can talk about that even more because that is also another level of how they can stop you from moving on in your life or holding you back, you know? So we are trying to give you guys all the information so that you can go out there and have the life that you envision. But remember, you are here to do a beautiful mission, and you're not supposed to be stuck. You're not
Not at
supposed to
all.
be held or binded or listening to others that they want to manipulate you and making you feel that you're not worthy of yourself or your ideas, or you're just their puppet. And that's another topic that we could talk about. Um, we could keep going until I see the comment on Zoom saying it's over, but I'm in the flow. How about you? Do you have anything to do?
No, no, we could talk about it a
we
little
can
bit
we could go with it. Okay, this is going to be a nice extra session.
battery. Yeah,
Okay,
I have some battery.
you have some battery life. Okay, we're gonna jump right in real quick because it's flowing. Okay, and this happened to me one time with another person that I was working with, not on Zoom, but just having a conversation, and things just started coming in, flowing, and they were like, "Wait, I gotta write this down. This is good." So that's what I'm feeling right now because I'm using my abilities. Nevi's using his channel, so we're here to help you, and there's a reason. Everything happens for a reason. So attention span. That's the thing that's coming off right now. We have to heal that because that is a mechanism that's stopping you from having the life you want or doing the thing that you want to do or having the momentum to keep going to courses or doing webinars or expanding your horizons. They will want you, which is the dark side, I'm going to call them they don't want you to do it because they want you to be fixed and stuck. And we're not here to do that. We're here to go and grow, learn different things, meet people, help one another. So this is what we are trying to do today. And I know we're going to do it again, but we want to give you guys that information so that you can go and say, okay, with confidence, I'm going to go to the Botanico or Namaste and I'm going to get that soap and I'm going to cleanse myself and say, with God's favor and love, that I will be cleansed. The negativity will be removed. Or going to a shaman, sorry, Swami, going to a shaman and getting the help that you need because he is here for a beautiful reason, not just for me, for you, to give you that information, to know that he's available. Marilyn, I had on the show before, but not as a video, but as audio, and she really broke it down that witchcraft is out there, hexes are out there, spell work is out there.
It's just,
If
and
you,
it always has been. It
it
always.
has been. And on her Instagram, she talked about it. Um, go to rosamystica.com, I believe it is,
Uh-huh.
and you could see what she's putting out there. And she's letting you guys know that, you know what? We're here. What you are feeling is real. Okay. If I come on and just talk to you guys about how to take a regular crystal and just wipe it away, saying the intentions to clear your aura, I found out that another thing that you could do is get yourself a 7-day candle. It has to be white. And what you do is you take this candle, not when it's on, just using an example. And what you do is cleanse yourself with the candle, saying to remove any negative attachments or cords, away from you. And then when you light this candle, it will be dissolved. That's one way. Cheap, simple. Okay. Just for you to do that. Just take it, go clockwise around your head, go through your arms, your legs, even in your heart center, because that's where God resides in, and that's where your power source is in your heart space. And if you feel that you have an attachment, take your white candle, say the 23rd Psalm or Our Father or whatever that you feel guided to say. And with that candle, just cleanse yourself. You could do that. And again, it's all about your faith. Okay. I know some of us, we pray for things and we ask for things and we don't get it right away. Remember, it's divine timing. I had to learn that. I'm still learning through that. Okay. I'm still learning for that to get what I want, to see results, but it takes time. The word is patience, and patience wasn't in my vocabulary.
Same.
Patience is not in my vocabulary, but hearing from Shaman Nevi and other people that I had talked to, which I will try to bring on the show from different aspects of spirituality. And they said the same thing. Divine timing is at play. It's not our timing, it's divine timing.
And
And then,
with divine timing, I wanna break that down for some people as well because I I received a message from my angels one day to tell people about this, and the word time has got such a bad rap because it does not exist. But divine timing just means that you're ordering your steps to get into alignment. So again, with those decisions that you have to make, if you make a decision, you're making a decision to go into alignment, which means that the place you're in, those blessings, your opportunities will not hit you because you're not in the right space. When they say divine timing, they mean you're being guided, you're going to a place to stand in a location to where you'll receive those opportunities. So it has nothing to do with time. That's why divine timing, when people are using that terminology, you're just going to exactly where you're supposed to be, where you were always meant to be to get those blessings. And to be quite honest, it's your angels and God just giving you everything that you asked for, which is supposed to happen. You can have whatever you want. It's just that you were afraid to even get to that place to receive it. So when you hear timing, don't let it scare you. It has nothing to do with man-made time. If that helps anyone understand it a little bit better. Because a lot of people, when they hear divine timing, if you haven't learned patience, you are gonna roll your eyes. It's not something that people want to hear, but it just means
I'm
you're
one of them.
going. Yeah, I used to be the same way, but it just means that you're walking down the path that you're supposed to be finally, and everything will hit you. If something's not happening, you're being either asked to surrender for it to just happen, or you haven't made a decision that will place you in those blessings. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
The same thing with, my abilities. I'm like, why you guys didn't come to me in high school? I could have been out of high school early.
It wasn't time. You weren't in the right place.
Why now? I could have been out, fortune, big fortune, doing this,
I
traveling the
said the
world.
same thing. I
And
said
I'm
the
like,
same.
why? And they're like, not your time.
I said the same thing.
You
I
know,
my gifts were there, but when I got to LA,
maybe I need to go
I,
to LA.
I have no idea. It was the day where people could take their broom and stand it up on its own and it wouldn't fall. And I remember I was just in the break room and my gifts came in and I was in a corner hiding from people. But I remember hearing angels say, "You got to go out there and just use your gifts. Don't be afraid." And I stepped out and I was able to see people's timelines and hearing thoughts, and it was crazy. But I'm really glad that they came in at that time because I needed them, and it was very hard for me at first, but it came in at such a beautiful time, and how I'm helping people with them now and how I grew with them. Because at first I was receiving visions about herbs and how to help people with their body, and I didn't have that the empathic thing and the clear sentient thing. And then when I got to LA, all of that just like back to
Kicked
me.
in.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, okay. And now what I'm doing for people, how everything just came together. It was just so necessary. And I don't know which gift to use. They just come in when
When
I'm
it's
working
needed.
with someone. Yeah, like yeah, I guess like some individuals like I want to grow my gift, and I want to grow my gifts. A lot of people are out of their bodies, which some people don't like. They don't have those gifts. They're just out of their body. They're out there, but your gifts, they talk to you and they come out when it's time. Like if
When it's
I'm
time, right?
yeah, when I'm
Or
in
when it's time to help someone. Because
yeah,
this came
they
to
present
me,
themselves.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because one time I'm sitting there talking to somebody, and I'm just saying, maybe you need to add these packages to your business. And it just came out, and they were like,
Yeah.
okay, I'll
Because
take
that's
an
how they work.
advisement. And I'm like, where did that came from? After everything was done, and lo and behold, it happened. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because they work like that. I would have people coming to get readings with me, and they're on television and they see, you know, I don't like to call myself a psychic. I'm very psychic, but when you see something on television, people go in and they can just, and that will happen. But sometimes your gifts, like I have gifts and different ones are presented because that certain gift will help them. Like if someone's dealing with something physical, one of my gifts will come out and show me exactly, and that's all it takes. I don't have to give them guidance from the angels. I can just feel it, and
You
then the
feel it.
guidance to me. So, you know, I want to say that because I know want to do this and I want can am I able to hear and those things like that. We all have beautiful gifts and they're in different ways and you know we see and hear differently and that's they'll present themselves when they need to. Do not rush yourself. If you have them,
Right.
they will surface. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
will surface.
Oh yeah. Because I don't know if you remember Leslie at Namaste.
Oh yes, what a beautiful song.
Oh yeah. I had a moment with
Yeah.
Leslie and she brought it out there. She's like, you're gonna be a spiritual teacher. I'm like, I was a teacher. She said, no. Spiritual. You're gonna be talking to people, guiding people, helping them with their gifts. And it's going to manifest very quickly. And lo and behold, after that, and then I'm had a meeting with Nevi, and all of a sudden it everything was confirmed, you know, and I was blown away with Leslie, all the people at Namaste, even Sam. Oh man, beautiful soul. And he was like, "You're gonna be a writer." I'm like, and then screenplay started happening, you know. So it's like, and he was like, "Yeah, I want give readings to the celebrities. So yeah, you're gonna be somewhere out there." I'm like, "Okay, all right, you say it, I'm gonna do it." But it's like that when you find the right people and they will
Yeah.
guide you and give you the direction that you already have inside. You have your inner compass. Your inner
You
compass is
just
going to
need to
say,
hear it.
listen,
It's the ego.
it's going to happen. Right. Same
Yeah.
with me. Like I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out, okay, I have these abilities. And a lot of people told me, yeah, you have beautiful abilities. Your light is so bright and you're going to be helping others. And I'm like, well, when it happens, it happens. I'm getting like my dad right now, like, whatever. But then things started. The channel started, and then getting messages that you're gonna have this channel called the Divine Light Within You. You're gonna give people our words, our help, and you're gonna be meeting people, working with people, developing that beautiful tribe so that others can have that sense of comfort because they don't have it. Because back in the day, there was Chris Fleming and also Chip Coffey, and they will work with kids who have the abilities, but they didn't know what it was, because back then there wasn't, mediums and psychics out there like now. So their parents is going through saying, like, how are we going to help our child? And then they contact Chip Coffey and Chris Fleming. And that's when Psychic Kicks came on TV because they went out and they helped these kids get comfortable with their abilities. And I guess that's where we come in right now because we're here to help people and guide and give information that what you're feeling is real. It's not off kilter. It's something that's part of you and you should celebrate it, not hold it back. Celebrate it. Even though people out there saying, oh, this is woo woo or whatever, celebrate it. And
Yeah.
that's what we're doing. We're helping you get the no no nonsense way. That's what they're saying. The no nonsense way of hearing, feeling, knowing. Be comfortable with your gifts. Now, if you don't use them, you're going to lose them. As they just said, you're not going to use it, you're going to lose it. So if you are here watching, the both of us right now, that's your sign because we're here to help you and everyone else. If you're feeling off-centered or imbalanced because your chakras may be off, or you have an attachment, or there's some Gregors you got to deal with, or thought forms, we are here to help you. And we're just you know, DM away. Just let us know on Instagram. I have my website. You
And
could,
I have my website now.
you do. Give me
Yeah,
that link.
so it's it's frankandroot.com, like frankincense, but just Frank and Root. And if you want to Google it, you can Google Frank and Root NYC while I'm still in New York, because I won't be here after 3 months. I'll be in Arizona. Yeah, you'll be able to find it there as well, and it'll lead you to the website and all of that. And yeah, you'll find everything there.
All right. And also, I could put your number up too. So if they want to contact you, that's fine.
Yeah. That's my business.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Speaking about Arizona,
yeah,
I need to get to Sedona and get into those vortex.
yes.
So when you get there, I'm coming.
Yes. You should definitely go. And if you ever get a chance, fly to fly to Mount Shasta if you haven't been there. It's near Oregon, so it's in California. It's an hour away. That's a very beautiful because it's the root chakra of the world. Those vortexes really do ground you immediately. I haven't been to Sedona, but I've been to Mount Shasta, and
Shasta.
within 5 minutes, my entire like I was just grounded. I felt very good.
Really?
So yeah, if anyone's interested in like going to vortexes, please make your way to any one of them. You'll feel great.
Oh, I need to get there because, the spiritual path is getting stronger, and we already had this discussion, and I'm ready.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am ready. So, all right, because I know you're saying your battery life is short, or you're still good.
Yeah. It's dwindling all down.
We've
You
been
want to
on
go
here
ahead
for
and
a
end
long
it?
time, but there's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
But within that note, we hope that you get a lot of good information because we're going to have more. Trust me, we're going to be back on again. And we're going to give you guys that information. Plus, like I said, I want to get Marilyn on, I want to get Jen on, and
Yes.
have a real impactful moment for you guys, plus have a webinar. So a lot of things are working because I wanted to do a workshop, and there was like, hold off, get this, get that, but it's in the works. And also getting some more ebooks out so that you guys can have information that is tangible and that you can use on your phone, and also download. It's going to be a PDF. Someone is saying make a book, an actual book. So I have to listen on that one. Again, on my Instagram bio there is a free ebook that I created, and that will give you the step-by-step uh, steps on the mind, how it's broken down, what are the things that you're feeling, if it's imposter syndrome, sign syndrome, and also limiting beliefs, because those are the three components that hurt people, that holds them back. Also, to help you change your thought forms with the I am. I think that's in there too, but again, probably I'll do another video with that book so you guys can actually see it and understand everything that's in there. Also, um, if you want to see something or hear something from myself or Nevi or whoever I bring on the show, you can contact me on my website on the contact page and just let me know that you want to see more on, or get into a one-on-one. If you want to do that, I'm open to that. um and also, with the free book on my website, you have to go to my landing page. So on my bio is shortened. So all you have to do is click that and we'll go right to my landing page. So you can fill it out and then it's downloaded immediately once you do that. Okay. And also when I get your information, you'll be getting some newsletters, ins for, automatic writing tips, affirmations and all that. So I am busy. Very busy. And also doing interviews because like I said, I want to bring Nevi back. I want to bring other people that will help you on your way, whether it's personal or spiritual. I'm bringing in everyone so that you guys can have the information that you need so that you can have the life you envision to feel alive with a sense of purpose, passion, and excitement, and get out there and enjoy life to the fullest. We only live once, but then again, we can come back. But it's
Yeah.
not us, it's somebody else. So we got to enjoy this vessel before it's time to go. Because I already told him, this is done. I'm gone. I'm not coming back. I'm staying over there.
Oh,
All right, I got my beach set out. I've been there already. I already got my spot. Okay, I don't have to pay no taxes, no rent. Hey, I'm up there. I'm not coming
okay, do they gotta pay rent?
back. In heaven.
Look, the next place I go to, I'm not trying to pay no rent. Oh, that is
All
hilarious.
right, guys. So I hope you guys had a great time with us. And again, just enjoy life to the fullest and know that what you're feeling is real, but you're going to be okay. And whatever channel messages came out through this, whoever needs to hear it, feel free to contact us. I'm going to make sure I put Nevi's information on the bio for the show and everything else. And we're here to help you. That's our mission so that you can have the life you envision and feel good about it and not worry about being a puppet anymore. You're done. Cut those strings right now. Cut them because you are on your way to success, the life you envision, and most of all, enjoying what God has given you. So, until we meet again, have a wonderful day because it's really hot here in New York.
Yes, it is.
And I need to get my AC fixed. So,
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, take care, guys. Have a wonderful day. Nevi, thank you so much. Wait, come in, Nevi. I gotta put that out there. Thank you so much. And I know
You're
we're gonna be
welcome.
doing
Thank
some more.
you.
And again, guys, we're here for you. So know that within your heart, we're here for you. All right, guys, take care.
Yes,
Have a
yes.
wonderful day, wonderful weekend. Get out there and enjoy
Bye.
yourself. Take care, guys. Mwah.
Bye.